everybody, it's James here from goodguitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to play Where Did You Sleep Last Night, and I'm going to show you the Nirvana Kurt Cobain version of this. It's originally written by Leadbelly, and that would be on a 12-string guitar, and we could save that for another lesson. Today we're just going to do this one. It's 4 simple chords, E, A, B7, and G, basic open chords, a really simple strumming pattern in 3/4 time. If along the way you find that you need any extra help, there's a chord chart available for this on my Patreon page. It has everything written out that we're going to be going over in this lesson. There's also my free ebook. It's completely free to all my subscribers. It goes over all the fundamentals of chords and strumming, comes with a bunch of training videos and everything you need to get good at chord switching and strumming. And then there's my complete beginner's course, which is a guided tour through all that, from absolute beginner to confident strummer. If you have any questions, don't forget to ask in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Anyways, we're going to get started with the chord shapes. First is an E chord, then A, which I like doing it this way when I'm switching from E because it's a nice easy switch, but you can do it whichever way you like. Then we have G, and finally B7. And from G to B7, your hand position kind of stays the same, so just move it down and then you can adjust and make your B7 chord. It makes it a little bit easier. And on the Nirvana Unplugged album, he has his guitar tuned down a half step, and that basically means instead of the E string, this is tuned to E flat, then A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. And if you have a chromatic tuner or you have like one of those tuning apps on your phone, you'll be able to do that no problem. Keep that in mind if you want to try to play along with the original recording. Anyways, those are it. Just those 4 chord shapes in that order, and that's the entire song. Let's just play them downstrokes only just to get used to the chord switching and the counting. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, So make sure you can do it just like that, downstrokes only, counting to 3 over and over again to get the chords in the right order. And then we can add the strumming pattern to it. The strumming pattern for this one goes like, I'll do it nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. So it's root, which is just like a little downstroke where we just aim for the lower strings, and then up, down, up. And it helps if you count it out, moving your arm down and up, 1 and 2 and 3 and down on the numbers, up on the ands, and you have your arm moving the whole time like a built-in metronome. 1 and 2 and 3 and, let's try that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So just do it like that at your own pace. It doesn't matter how slow you go. 2 and 3. As long as you're keeping your arm continuously moving down and up, you can see the counting there, down on the numbers, up on the ands. And then when we add this to our chord shapes, for E, it's really straightforward. We just pluck the thickest string. For A, it helps if you put your thumb lightly touching the thickest string. That mutes it. So you can still just keep aiming for the low area and you won't accidentally get that string, which kind of muddies up the chord a bit. Right? So same thing though, root, up, down, up, and then G, hit the thickest string. Pretty straightforward. Now for B, it's a little bit different. We're gonna first have our thumb lightly touching the thickest string if you can do it. It's not necessary, but it really helps. And we go root, up, down, up, 1 time. And then we're gonna move our middle finger to the thickest string, 2nd fret still. And then we go. So for the B7 chord, we have to move our finger when we do it the 2nd time. So the 1st time, 2nd time, So I'm going to play through this with the strumming pattern nice and slow. If you don't know what's going on yet, you can always just watch this, figure it out, and then rewind and try it with me afterwards, starting on E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's just a couple finishing touches that we have to do here. The first one is when you're playing the E chord, it sounds more like the original recording if you actually lift your first finger so it's just lightly touching the string. So you can see there, instead of pressing it down, I'm just letting it lightly touch the string, which mutes it. And that way you get... See how that string is muted? That makes it like a big fat power chord, which sounds a lot more like the recording. You could just play a regular E shape there. You know, it is kind of tricky to have your other two fingers pressing down properly and then have that one just lightly touching the string. But that's what I did in the intro of this one. You know, I realized that was necessary to make it sound a lot more like the original recording. And the other thing is when we're playing B7, we can do it like this. So when I put my middle finger down onto the thickest string, instead of doing my strumming pattern the normal way, I'm going root, down, and then I play the root again, and I kind of jiggle it a little bit, just a little bit of vibrato, little bend. So, and then I go to E. Starting on B, normally, and that's it. The only other thing you could do is tune down a half step like we talked about earlier if you want it to sound exactly like the original recording. But otherwise, this is as close as we can get with a standard tuning guitar. If you need any extra help, don't forget there's my free ebook, my complete beginner's course. There's the chord chart on the Patreon page. Please ask any questions down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.